Hey my beautiful peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you with your Book of Answers check-in for January 2023. How are you? I hope you guys are well. As always, the way that the Book of Answers check-in works is I'm going to pull two intuitive answers, or more so two intuitive messages for each zodiac sign, going all the way from Aries to Pisces. And then with that being said, you guys can also find the timestamps. It'll be in the description box as well as in the pinned top comment in the comment section below. But how are you? I hope you're doing well. I don't believe I actually ended up doing one of these in December. December was kind of like an overall pretty hectic month, but typically you guys can expect these on a month-to-month basis. So with that being said, we're going to start with Aries, going all the way from Aries to Pisces, and we'll see what we got going on here for the Ram fam. So starting out here with the Aries gang, let's see what's in store here for you. So what's going to be the first message coming on in here, please, for the zodiac sign of Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. And what do we have? We have here, there is a substantial link to another situation. So this is a very interesting message coming into play here for the zodiac sign of Aries. Something is about to make sense. It almost kind of feels to me here that there is a puzzle with one missing piece, and you're about to get the missing piece here to solve the entire puzzle. So if you found yourself kind of in a situation where things were not particularly making sense for quite a long time, I think you're going to find that missing puzzle piece. There is a substantial link to another situation. So it's kind of going to piece things together is almost what I'm picking up on intuitively. Now, of course, this can resonate to you in love. It can resonate to you in friendship. It can make sense in your work life, whatever your case here is, of course. And of course, if it resonates, right? If it's not your story, no worries. But I do feel like you're going to get some missing puzzle piece that kind of puts everything together. So there's a substantial link to another situation. This can also, though, kind of be in reference to maybe something else connects to something else. So if at first something didn't make much sense, but then you started to see a link between this and another situation, you might start to solve even more mysteries that you weren't quite aware of before. So I definitely feel like some Sherlock Holmes vibes for sure. You're going to be solving some puzzles here moving into the month of January. Things are going to start to add up and make sense, okay? And it might go even deeper than it originally did before. That almost kind of reminds me, though, too, of a bit of like a spiritual awakening. For some Aries peeps, you might be having a spiritual awakening where it's like everything kind of starts to link together, everything kind of starts to make sense, and you're like, whoa, this is not what I expected, but I could see incredibly clearly. So there could be some third eye or spiritual awakening going on here for a few of you as well. But like I feel for you, and like I said, for the majority of Aries, it's kind of giving me the vibe here that in January, you've been missing a puzzle piece. You're about to get that missing piece to solve a puzzle, okay? Now moving along here into the next message for you. What's going to be the next message here for Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout January 2023. And what do we have? Tell someone what it means to you. So this is a time to be expressive, especially right now with Mars retrograding in Gemini, and of course with Mercury in retrograde as well. It is a great time to get your feelings off your chest. So tell someone what it means to you. Definitely don't shy away and don't be afraid here in the month of January to tell somebody what's important to you or what you feel or what something means to you, because the more that we repress our feelings and emotions, the more that things can get miscommunicated. With Mercury being in retrograde, miscommunication's at an all-time high, and it's very important to make sure that you are communicating to people as honestly as you can, and of course in a way of understanding, right? You want to make sure that you are communicating things, clearly so that somebody else can understand. So tell someone what it means to you. This could be about telling somebody what your dreams mean to you at this moment in time, especially if someone here has been unsupportive of you. You know, this could be about telling somebody what a relationship means to you, what a person means to you. It could be about expressing what your path means to you. You know, I kind of feel that vibe, Aries, where lately maybe people haven't been showing up that supportive in your life or haven't been that supportive in your life. And if that's the case here, maybe you need to enlighten them about how important what you're doing is and how much it actually matters to you. Because I think that sometimes people will shit on the things that we do because they quite frankly don't understand what it is we're doing. You know, I can remember, right, when I first started doing tarot and I started doing YouTube, I had tons of people that were like very confused about what I was doing. And I even did have some people kind of shit on what it is I was doing. And I was like, at the end of the day, I had to realize, I was like, they don't understand it, you know? And then years later, they started understanding what it is I do, and they're like, whoa. And then they become supportive suddenly, you know? So sometimes people just need to understand, because when people can't understand something, they always want to tear it down, you know? So that's something to definitely talk about as well. But regardless, don't be afraid here to speak up and to be expressive, but of course, be as clear in your communication as you can. I do think that the more you hold things in and the more you suppress things at this time, the more unhealthy the results will be. So if you're an Aries and you have to tell somebody what something means to you, definitely be as clear as possible and be as honest as possible, because the more you suppress your feelings and emotions, the more of a negative result can come forth at this moment in time. So I think that it would be very positive here to express yourself, okay? And at the end of the day, remember too, people will show up as they are. If you express yourself and they choose not to listen to your expression, or if they choose to still keep on doing whatever it is they're doing, whether it's negative impact or positive impact, you can't change how people show up. Let them be who they are. For example, let's say somebody recently, Aries, has not been supportive of you and you want to tell them how much whatever you're doing means to you. If they choose to still not support you, that's on them. It's not on you. Just don't associate with people who want to be unsupportive. You know? All right, baby. With that all being said, though, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. We're now going to go ahead and hop on into the Taurus, and we'll see what we got going on. So Taurus, welcome in, and let's see what we got going on here for your January 2023. So what do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What do we got showing up here for the Bull Gang? All right, first message for Taurian. It says, perhaps when you're older. Every time I see this message, it always kind of tends to make me smile a little bit, tends to make me laugh a little bit, because I know there's going to be some Taurians watching who are a little bit more, you know, much older than me or a little older than me, and going to be like, does the tarot or does this book think I'm like a child? Okay, because at the end of the day, I'm old enough for whatever it is I want, you know? So I feel like people sometimes will look at this message and be like, what the heck, dude, okay? I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm old enough for whatever it is I want. So perhaps when you're older, it could literally mean just that. It could mean maybe what you're looking for. This isn't, excuse me, the time for it to manifest yet. It could be coming up in the next coming of years. So it's almost like don't rule out what you're doing just yet. Let's say, for example, you started a business and you're like, well, it just feels to me that this business hasn't hit its mark of success yet. Okay, well, perhaps as time passes, the more time you give to this situation, you know, the more you'll see the results. So I do feel if something in your life at this moment in time isn't necessarily panning out or working out the way you want it right now, perhaps as time passes on, things will start to work better. I think that you're being called to be a little more patient and to give a little more time to what it is you're doing. I kind of feel like that's the overall gist of it. Of course, though, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, but perhaps when you're older is giving me that vibe here of give something a little bit more time. Right now might not be the right time. It might not be the divine time, but certainly something will work out. Maybe just not right now, you know? All right, Taurus, moving along here into your next message. What's going to be the next message? What was funny actually is I didn't pull your next message yet, but I did see a sneak peek of a message, and it said, remain flexible. That kind of correlates with what I was mentioning for you, Taurus. Remain flexible. Don't, you know, be in a period of time where if something isn't working out, you're automatically going to deem it as unsuccessful or as this is never going to happen or it's never going to work for me in my entire life. Remain flexible. Keep on doing what you're doing, okay? Do not feel deterred, and at the end of the day, work around your situations. If any kind of conflict or if any kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for here, man? Mercury retrograde is definitely messing with me today. I'm looking for a specific word. If any kind of issues, challenges, thank you. For any challenges that arise here, Taurus, work around them. Remain flexible, okay? All right, moving along, though, into your next message. What do we got here as the next message for Taurus throughout January 2023? And we have here, it is something you won't forget. Ooh, I like this message here, too. It is something you won't forget. Taurus, I definitely feel that whatever's going on in your life right now, you definitely want something to work out. That seems to be the gist, right? You want something to work out. It doesn't feel like it's working out, but I think you're going to start to see an impact. I think you're going to start to see things formatting for you. It's not going to be everything you've ever wanted, but I do believe that you're going to start to see that what you desire has the ability to actually work out and manifest in the coming time. You know, whether that be in a few months, whether it be in a few years, you know, something will go right for you. Something will work out for you. It's just not the right time right now. So it is something you won't forget is kind of giving me the vibe of whatever it is that you want right now. It's something that you really care about. It's something that's on your mind. It's not something you're going to forget. It's probably something you're always going to want to be be a part of your life. You know, maybe this is an interest in a business to start. Maybe this is an interest in marriage. Maybe this is an interest in having a relationship. It's like, I'm always going to want this one thing. And even if it's not meant for me right now, I want to have it one day. And I feel like the universe is saying, you will have this thing one day. Okay. So the universe is saying, hold on a little bit. All right. Definitely trust the process here. Whatever it is you're interested in having, it's going to happen for you. It's just not the divine time in January 2023. But that doesn't mean it can't come in February. Doesn't mean it can't come in a couple months. Doesn't mean it can't come in a year. So remain patient, remain flexible, work around your challenges, continue to believe in yourself. Most importantly, do not give up on whatever it is that you want, because this will be something you'll never forget. It almost is giving me this preview that you will succeed, because I do see Taurians succeeding. And what you'll never forget is the moment when you decided that you were never going to give up. And those are powerful moments. There were many moments in my life specifically, which this is pretty motivational, even for me to say right now. There were many moments in my life where I faced really tough challenges, and I thought whatever I wanted wasn't going to make it. I thought that what I was manifesting, what I worked so hard for, it was all over. It was all done for. And when I look down at those moments, or when I look back at those moments, because I don't look down at them, when I look back at that moment and see where I was then to where I am right now, it's something I'll never forget. I'll never forget being down so bad and struggling to getting to where I am at this moment in time. And it's truly a beautiful thing, because in that moment, I told myself, I'm not giving up, I'm never giving up, and I'm going to succeed. And you know what ended up happening? I succeeded. So you're never going to forget your struggles, because your struggles will give you the strength to succeed. I'm just saying, baby, okay? All right, Taurus, we had a pretty powerful message there for sure. Three powerful messages that came in. So you guys got 3 messages today. You're going to be the only zodiac sign who has that, okay? But yeah, really powerful stuff, really powerful messages. Thank you, Taurus, for tuning in, and I really hope they were beneficial here to you, okay? Sorry if it was hard for me to communicate at times. With Mercury in retrograde, it could be difficult, and I apologize, Taurian, if the message here was a little drawn out, okay? But nonetheless, thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate you. Hope that message is awesome for you, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and hop on into the Gemini, and we're going to see what we got going on. So Gemini, how are you? I hope you're well. And let's see what's popping here for your January 2023. What's going to be the first message? Coming on in here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. Having a look at the first message for you, Gemini, we have here, act as though it is already real. Law of attraction, manifestation showing up here in this book. And if you guys know me, I love it, because I'm a big law of attraction and manifestation guy. So act as though it's already real. If there's one thing I can change about this statement, it would be don't act, but instead know that it's already real instead. Become what you desire. Now, a lot of people are going to ask me, well, Ant, how can I become what I want if I'm not what I want? Wouldn't that be acting? Well, when we act as if, we're always going to be living a lifestyle of an actor. Now, if we start to become what it is we desire, it's a different story. For example, let's say we want to become a business person, a person who's very good at business, a person who understands the ins and outs of business, has several businesses, makes a fuck ton of money, and is super duper happy with that, with what they do. You wouldn't want to act as a business person. You would want to embody what a business person is like. That's the key. Don't act, become, embody, take on the same exact things a business person would be doing right now. For example, if you're in a period of time where you want to get into business, how do business people dress? What do business people learn? What do business people practice? You got to start taking on all of the things that they do and embody that into your life, because then you'll get to a point where you're no longer acting, you're becoming what it is you desire. You know, let's say you want to learn more about business. You decide to take action to go to business school. You want to learn more about how to market things. You start doing research on how to market things. You're not acting like a person who's learning to become a business person, but you're actually doing it instead. So I would say remove act as though it's already real and put yourself into a position to where you're becoming what it is you desire. That is my best advice right off the bat here for you, Gemini. So of course, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, okay? I'm not a big fan of act as if. I'm a big fan of become what you desire, okay? Embody the characteristics, embody the energy of what it is you want to become, and you will therefore, become it, okay? Now, Moving along here forward, let's have a look here at the next message for you, Gemini, okay? What's going to be the next message here regarding your January 2023? And what do we have? We have here, be kind. Okay. It's not to say or to confuse with the fact that Geminis in general aren't kind. Whenever I see messages that are kind of like this, where it says to be kind or to be happy, it's not to say you're not, right? So be kind showing up here doesn't say you're not a kind person, but I definitely feel like it has a great benefit here to you. For Geminis right now that are in a period of time in their lives where they're experiencing maybe a lot of intense energies, maybe you're around people that could be potentially not so kind. You might be around people that are very frustrating to deal with, or people that are very rude, or people that are very toxic. And if I learned anything in my life, I learned that showing my kindness, even in the hardest parts, even in the most challenging people or around the most challenging people in my life, has proved to keep me pure. At the end of the day, being a kind person, even being in a very cruel and cold world, will make you that successful person. It'll make you an amazing person because kindness is powerful. And at the same time too, even if I was around people who were very challenging to deal with, just by simply being kind, I've seen an impact on how that can change and touch the lives of other people. You know, I've had individuals who have been incredibly cruel to me, and I showed them nothing but kindness. And at the end of the day, they couldn't understand why I wouldn't give them the response that they thought I would give. And the response they thought I would give would be, they're being rude, I'd be rude right back. They're being cruel, I'd be cruel right back. And when they didn't see cruelness, but they saw kindness, they started to ask themselves, why are you being this way? And then what I would say in those moments is because it's not worth getting in those lower vibrational energies. Because it's not. At the end of the day, I have love to give. You want to give me hate? I'm going to give you love back. Because you know what? That love can have an impact. And then I'd notice that they would start to be in an interesting place. They would be confused. They wouldn't know what to feel. But over time, they would look at that love and be like, wow, that's powerful. And then they would start to feel the love too. So the more kindness we can invoke in the world, doing things without expecting anything back in return, the more that we can show love to people. Because keep in mind, cruelty is not something we're born with. Cruelty is taught, right? Evil is not something that we're born with. Evil is taught. So at the end of the day, the more love and high vibrational energy and kindness we can show to the people in our environment and to the world, the more we can raise the vibration and the more we can inspire those people to do the same. Okay? So Gemini, like I said, be kind. That message showing up here for you. It's not to say that you're not a kind person, but it's more to say that you're a very powerful person who has the ability to inspire tons of people. You have the ability to make a positive impact. And because you have that ability, don't put it to waste. Put it to use for sure. Allow yourself to spread as much love as you can to the collective, and you will be definitely making a big difference here. Okay? All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Of course, though, Gemini, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. If it resonates, cool. If not, no worries. Now we're going to go ahead and hop on in to our Cancerian, and we're going to see what we got going on here for the Cancer gang. So Team Cancer, what's happening, what's crack-a-lacking, and what's popping for your January 2023? What do we got showing up here for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout January 2023. Having a look here at the first message, it says you'll have the enthusiasm that you'll need. Okay, Cancer. Listen, man, let me tell you something. Sometimes in life, it could be incredibly hard to do something if you're not enthusiastic about it, you know? Often, a lot of people can feel this way if they're working a job that they dislike, if they're at, a college, and they didn't want to go to college, if people are in a relationship that they're not ecstatic about. It's very hard to do something if you're not enthusiastic about it. But I feel like this month here for you, you're going to have all the enthusiasm you'll need. AKA, it means you're aligning yourself with shit you actually want to do, which makes me incredibly happy here for you, Cancerian, okay? I tell people all the time, live your best life. Don't get caught up in doing the shit you don't want to do. Get caught up in doing the shit you do want to do, okay? Because everybody deserves to live their best life and to be invested in what it is they truly want. So Cancer, you're going to have the enthusiasm you'll need because I feel like you're finally choosing to do the things you want to do, okay? And I love that for you. Moving along here into your next message, Cancer, regarding January 2023. What's the next message here for Cancerian? And we have here, take a chance. Yes, Cancer, take a chance. It's definitely a time here to, invoke a little bit of risk. I would say invoke practical risks, okay? Make sure there is practicality backed up by the risk factors that you are taking. But at the end of the day, take a chance here on what it is you want because you never know. You know, a lot of people are always so scared of failure, but failure is a great teacher. You know, failure will teach you how to get better and better in reference to what it is you desire to do. You know, failure is an amazing teacher. But besides the fact of failure, a lot of people get so scared of failing that it really deters them from ever even trying, ever even giving something a chance. You never know if something's going to truly work out amazingly for you unless you try it. So Cancer, you're going to be very enthusiastic about something this month. And I think the reasoning behind that is because you're going to be doing something that you want to do. You're going to be taking a chance on something that you really want for yourself. And I say go for it because you never know where it's going to go. And let's say it doesn't go on initially right off the bat, it doesn't go to where you wanted it to. Let's say you wanted to take a chance on a dream and your dream didn't immediately blow up and work for you and be amazing. You don't need to let that deter you, because at the end of the day, you need to fail in order to succeed. Sometimes things are instant successes. Sometimes things are overnight successes. And hey, that feels absolutely amazing. It feels great. But I think personally, that the most enjoyable form of success is success that comes from taking a chance and that equals to failing or to not necessarily having the success you wanted, and then from learning from those mistakes to becoming a master. Okay? I hope that all made sense. With Mercury in retrograde right now, Cancer, it's hard to communicate sometimes. Essentially what I'm trying to say is when you fail, you learn from those mistakes. And if you keep getting back up after every time you fail, it's so much more satisfying to become a master of what it is you were doing, because you've learned so much through all your mistakes rather than just having overnight success. Like I said, overnight success is cool, but it's nowhere near as satisfying as failing so many times and learning so much from those failures or those moments where you got kicked down and then becoming successful because you've mastered your craft, right? So I think it's really, really cool that way. So take a chance on something. You're going to be enthusiastic about it, Cancer, because you're actually taking a chance on something that you want. And I love that for you. If you fail, don't get deterred. Learn from those mistakes and keep on learning. Be a student here this year and be a student here this month, and all that information is going to help you out in the long haul in reference to whatever it is you want. Okay, so really, really awesome message for sure. All right, but nonetheless, Cancer, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are going to be well. Moving along here forward, we're going to jump on into the Leo and see what we got going on. Let's see what we got going on here for the Lion Gang, baby. Messages here for Team Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac signs of Leo? Taking a look here at the first message, it says, adopt an adventurous attitude. Now, typically, I'd personally kind of feel that Leos naturally have a bit of an adventurous attitude, but maybe this is kind of the vibe lately where it's like, I don't know, I kind of want to stay home. I don't really want to go out. I don't really want any plans. I kind of just want to keep to myself. Some Leos here that are watching might be in hermit mode at this moment in time in January 2023, and there is nothing wrong with that. But in reference to adopting an adventurous attitude, adventures can lead us to really great findings. I feel that the universe is kind of giving you a hint, or more of like an intuitive nudge of saying, hey Leo, get out a little more, because there are some things you might find, okay? Maybe you end up finding some of the things you never expected to find in general. For example, this could be the time where it's saying adopt an adventurous attitude, aka get out the house, go out, mix and mingle. Who knows? You're a single Leo, you might find yourself a lover, right? Let's say in this moment in time, go out, adventure, and you're currently working a job that doesn't make you happy. Well, looking around, you might find the most amazing job. You might come across the most amazing job. So I feel like there's opportunities that are floating out here for you, Leo, and you haven't had the ability to see them because you've been in hermit mode. But if you get out of your shell a little bit, okay, and you start to adopt more of an adventurous attitude, you start to do more than what you're doing right now, I think these opportunities are going to start to become clear to you. They weren't seen before, but they'll start to be seen now. And I think that it can definitely land you in a very good spot and a very good position here in January 2023. So it's like the universe here is almost giving you like a little bit of an intuitive nudge. Like, Leo, just get out a little bit more over here and you'll see what I have in store here for you. Okay? All right, Leo. Moving along here, though, to your next message. What's going to be the next message here for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. And what do we have? We have here, do it early. So get out in the morning. Okay, Leo. Hey-o. It's interesting. I don't know if this is like the gym or something like that. Like get out and go to the gym early in the morning. There's something about the gym. If you're a Leo, you've been going to the gym. Maybe you're going to go hit the gym at 5 a.m. You're going to go hit the gym at 6, 7, whatever. If you're going out early in the AM hours, definitely feel like you might be meeting someone significant. And I feel like it's at a gym. Okay. It's my intuitive message, but that's what I got for you. You definitely could be meeting somebody at a gym. All right. But either way, doing it early definitely gives me the vibe of go out a little bit earlier, adventure a little bit earlier. This also, though, could be in reference as well that some Leos might need an adventure in reference to a vacation. If you're going to do a vacation, doing it early means book early. Okay. With Mars in retrograde, with Mercury in retrograde at this moment in time, everything can be delayed. So if you have a vacation you'd like to take, book it in advance because prices can gouge and go sky high. If you book too late, tickets can be unavailable, hotels can be unavailable, whatever the case might be. So if there is something about a vacation for Leos, do everything as early as possible, okay? Either way, though, if you're going to get out early. I feel like it could be very helpful to you. This also could be saying for some Leos, this might be a time where you need to break a shitty sleep cycle. If your sleep cycle lately hasn't been that good, if you've been your sleeping schedule per se, right? If you've been kind of up all night and then sleeping all day, or if you haven't been getting enough rest, it might be a good time here in January 2023 to reset your circadian rhythm, to really do everything you kind of can to go to bed early enough, to wake up early, and you'll be feeling much more productive. And you'll also be feeling probably much more adventurous as well, because the more energy we physically have, the more we can do. So that could be a message as well here for you, okay? Yeah, you had like a huge pile of messages that kind of came through here for you, Leo. All right. There was a lot of different ones that showed up, but of course, take whatever resonates, leave what doesn't. But nonetheless, Leo, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much. And I hope you continue to have an amazing January. Now we're going to go ahead and move on into the Virgos, and we'll see what we got going on regarding your January 2023. So Virgo, let's see what's in store here for you. What do we got showing up here for the Virgo gang? Messages for Team Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What's going to be the first message here for the zodiac sign of Virgo? All right, Virgo, we start out strong, baby. We got here, take charge. Okay, Virgo, definitely going to be the time here to take charge because I kind of feel like nobody else is. Okay, this could definitely be in reference to the workplace. Maybe you're noticing people are slacking off, people are checking out, people are just not showing up and doing what they got to do. And if you can take charge in that retrospect, you should. It definitely can provide opportunities for people to have their eye on you, and that can make opportunities for you, right? If you're outshining your coworkers, or if you're outshining in your career field and you're doing everything you can to have a lot of good eyes on you, that can present quite a lot of opportunities. So don't be afraid to take charge, as taking charge and becoming a leader can lead you into really great opportunities that are going to benefit you, whether it's benefiting you financially, romantically, etc. There is going to be big room here for beautiful opportunities to manifest. So don't be afraid to take charge. Also, take charge here can kind of be in correlation to, let's say you've been kind of letting somebody else lead and direct. If you haven't been enjoying somebody else leading something, maybe it's time for you to lead instead. Maybe you have a better way. Okay? Taking charge is about knowing what you want and making sure that you get there by any means necessary. So it's also a pretty motivating energy here too. Don't allow yourself to be deterred from the path that you want, but instead take charge to make sure that you see to the end the path you desire. All right, moving along here forward for you though. We started out here with take charge, moving along here into the next message for you, Virgo. Let's see what we got. What's going to be the next message here for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. And the next message is going to be, why is it important to you? I actually love that there's a question here for you, because when we ask ourselves, why is something important to ourselves, we tend to get some pretty deep answers. I feel like this is a time, Virgo, to go deep and ask yourself, why is something so important to you? And if it is that important to you, then it's time to take charge and make sure that you make it happen. You know, for example, if having a certain stature or status in a workplace is important to you, ask yourself, why is it important? And once you figure out that answer, start taking charge in order to get to that path, in order to see it through to the end. You know, if there's something in your life that you're doing, maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a specific path, question yourself why it's important. And when you question yourself, you'll figure out that answer. And that answer can also be a big motivating factor that's going to allow you to continue to take charge. You know, if your dream is to become a musician and it's important to you because you want to inspire and touch people's souls with the music that you provide, if that's why it's important to you, it should give you even more drive to make amazing music to touch and inspire people, right? So I feel like those are two very big factors here that can definitely help you guys out in January 2023. So with that being said, Virgo, nonetheless, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your January. Thank you guys so much for coming on, okay? Or for tuning in. All right, moving on forward though, now we're going to go ahead and jump on in here into the Libra, and we shall see what we got going on. So let's see what's up here for the Libra gang. What do we got going on here for the Libra, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What do we got showing up here for Libra? First message is going to be, you'll need to consider other ways. So this is a moment in time where if one thing isn't working out, maybe we should do it differently, okay? If something isn't working out in a specific way, maybe we should redirect and rethink what it is we're doing. So you'll need to consider other ways, all right? Maybe right now we just got to kind of do something differently, and maybe that'll work a lot better than the way that we're currently participating in. Moving along here though into the next message for you. What's going to be the next message here for Libra? And we have here, there is no guarantee. So it almost feels to me like the universe is trying to say, you are taking some sort of risk. There is some sort of risk factor at play right now in reference to whatever it is you're doing. If one thing isn't working, you can try it a different way, but there's also no guarantee that it's going to work. So I feel like you're dealing with a situation that's beyond your control, and most likely it's a situation that's outside of yourself. So maybe right now you're taking a chance on love. Maybe right now you're taking a chance on a dream, or you're taking a chance on business. You're taking a chance on, some sort of friendship or whatever it might be for you. I do feel like it's something that is beyond your level of control, because only what we really have control over is the control over our path, what we choose to do, what we choose to invest our energy into, but we're not in control of other people and other entities, right? So I think it's important to recognize that the universe is saying there's no guarantee something's going to work. And I think that the universe is trying to say, don't not have hope, don't knock yourself down, don't not try to make something happen, but there is no guarantee. So, pray for the best, but at the same time, prepare for the worst is almost the energy that I feel showing up here for you. It's like, don't expect anything and make peace if it doesn't end up working out. That's kind of the way that this message is showing up here for you. It's like, make peace if something doesn't work out. You don't need to give up though, and you don't need to believe it won't work out. You can put faith into what it is you're doing, but prepare yourself if it doesn't work out to be able to make peace with that, okay? Is the way that it's showing up here. So definitely consider doing something differently, but there is still no guarantee that it'll work. So be prepared to accept something not working out the way you intended it to. Okay? All right, Libra, we're going to keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Definitely a bit more of intense messages. These messages were more on the intense side that I've seen so far for January 2023. I know that might not be messages that people want to hear, but sometimes it's important to say things like that, Sometimes we have to be prepared to know that something may not work out, and even if we want it to, it's, if it doesn't, we got to be able to make peace with it and move on and, do something else in our lives, because inevitably whatever's meant to work for us will. So don't be afraid, okay? Keep doing what you're doing. Just try something different. And if it's still not working out for you, prepare to make peace with that, and you'll figure out where you got to go next, okay? All right, Libra, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up all of our Libra peeps. We're now going to go ahead and jump on into the Scorpio and see what we got going on for the Scorpio gang. So Scorpio, thank you for tuning in, and let's go ahead and have a look here at your Book of Answers check-in. So what do we got showing up here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What's going to be the first message here for you? And the first message says, take your time. So Scorpio, it is a time to take your time, okay? Don't rush. Do not rush the process, but instead allow yourself to enjoy the process. When you slow down a little bit and take things a little bit slower, it could be a really fun time here for you. So taking your time and enjoying the process seems to be what's showing up here for you. Now, this could be in resonance to love. Maybe it's time to take your time in a relationship, to take your time in a friendship, to take your time in a path. But Don't rush something. Just allow yourself to kind of enjoy and go with the flow of what it is you're doing. Moving along here, though, into your next message for your Scorpio. What's going to be the next message here for Scorpio throughout January 2023? And we have here, there is no guarantee. This actually just came out for the Libras, which is interesting. So it's telling you to take your time and that there's also no guarantee. So there's no guarantee in this situation kind of makes me feel that there's no guarantee things will absolutely be amazing forever. But if you're in a good space right now, there's no need to rush. I often tell people, if you're happy with your life right now, if you're happy with your relationship, if you're happy with your job, if you're happy with your home, if you're happy with anything, don't rush to change your scenario to make it even better. If it's great right now, let it be great and enjoy the fact that it's great right now. Because there's no guarantee that tomorrow it's going to be amazing. Something can always happen. And I think that people hate to hear it, but we do live in a reality of duality. Our realities can switch in an instance. Things can change in an instance. And it doesn't mean get nervous and scared that these changes will happen or manifest. But what it means is that if we're in these great moments, don't rush to change them. Don't rush to improve them, but instead be like, fuck, things are awesome right now. Let me kick back, relax, and enjoy it, Enjoy the good moments, man, that are right in front of you, because you never know if they're ever going to go or if they're ever going to change. And you know what? They may even change for the better. There's always that retrospect too. My point is, though, is don't get fearful of things changing and having a negative impact, but instead, if things are great and good right now, sit back, relax, don't rush the process, but instead, let yourself enjoy it, man. There's no guarantee where tomorrow will be, but we can guarantee where we are right now. And if we're loving what we have right now, enjoy the day, All right, Scorpio. I love you, baby. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Scorpio, thank you for tuning in. It's gratefully appreciated. Now, jumping on into our Sagittarius, let's see what we got going on. Saggy, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you're all well. Let's see what's going to be in store here for the zodiac sign of Saggy. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What's going to be the first message here for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius? First message coming out says, avoid the first solution. Interesting. So this is definitely a time here for you to avoid making the first solution the primary solution. It's kind of like think of as many ideas as you can, but don't stick with just the first one. At the end of the day, there can be many solutions. The first one might not always be the one that works, okay? Also, in a time where Mercury and Mars are both retrograding, it could be a time to think twice before you act. I often tell people that, especially with Mercury, but with Mars' impulsivity and aggression at times that can come out, it would be very much so a thing for me to advise to avoid the first solution. So don't jump into any sort of impulsivity. Don't jump into the first solution you may find to a situation, because it might not be the best one, Just throwing that out there here for some Saggies, okay? So really think things through. Don't make any sort of impulse decisions. It might feel like a great time to just hop on impulse, and even I have felt it in many situations as well, whether it's impulse in spending, impulse in rage, impulse in, anything, right? Be really mindful at this moment in time to just kind of take a look at all the solutions, take a look at all the options that you have before you make any sort of choices, okay? Moving along here, though, into the next message for you, though, Saggy. Let's see what we got as the next message. What's going to be the next message here for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout January 2023. And what do we have? Try a more unlikely solution. That's really weird. I can't find the solution that we just talked about, right? Avoid the first solution. Here it is. This was your first message. Avoid the first solution. And then look at the alignment here. Try a more unlikely solution. So try something that you didn't really expect. I feel like that might be the best one for you. The first solution you thought about, maybe it was impulsive. And then maybe the more unlikely solution was something that you weren't thinking of doing, but is probably the better thing for you to do. For example, let's say you're in a space and time right now where it's like, okay, I really want to spend a lot of money on this really expensive thing. And even though my first solution is I should buy that thing so I feel amazing having that, because sometimes we go out, we purchase things, we're like, this is amazing. But, the more unlikely solution would be, okay, well, even if I feel this impulse to spend money right now, maybe I should save it instead. You might start to see stuff like that happening. Maybe somebody here is really angry and pops off on you, and, the first solution is to pop off on them back. And it's like, what? The unlikely solution right now would be to not respond to this rage and instead to just let them show up as they are and to remain unbothered. So you're like, fuck it, I'm going to remain unbothered. Even though everything in me wants to go ahead and just chew them, I'm not going to do that. You know, someone's talking shit. I'm not going to talk shit back. I'm just going to take a step back and I'm going to relax and I'm going to go ahead and focus on this solution instead. And in the long term, it always works out better, right? At the end of the day, if you don't feed into the negativity that people try to cast upon you, they end up melting, okay? They melt like ice cream, point blank period. So my advice here for you, Saggy, try a more unlikely solution. Try the opposite, you know, of what your first solution is. Especially try to like really think twice before you do anything. Try to kind of like avoid, any sort of impulses at this time. That would definitely be a really good word of advice that I can give you. So try to avoid impulses. And at the end of the day here too, really think things through before you make any sort of decisions. And I only say that because of Mars and Mercury in retrograde, okay? All right, guys. With that being said, though, Saggy, thank you for tuning in, baby. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying your January 2023. And nonetheless, thank you all so much for being here. So we're going to go ahead and move forward now. We're going to hop on into the Capricorn. And Capricorn, it happens to be your birthday, baby. So Cappy, happy birthday to you. I hope you're having an amazing birthday so far, an amazing birth season as well. And we'll see what we got going on here regarding your book of answers check-ins. So what do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout January 2023? Taking a look here at the first message, it says it might be ambitious, but you will find value in it. Okay. So a situation may be ambitious, but you'll find value in it. And I kind of get the vibe here of, I don't know if this is going to work. You know, there's a little bit of doubt kind of creeping in. Something seems a little too ambitious for your taste, but there's going to be value in that process. There's going to be value in that journey. I think that sometimes we got to do the things we think we are incapable of doing to realize that we have the capability to do it. There was many things in my life where I was like, yeah, there's no way I can do that. And then I did it and I was like, oh shit. And then what was the value in it? The value in it was I learned that I was capable of more than I imagined. You know, I think a lot of people often have a lot of limitations in their mind and in their mindset. I think we often tend to just limit ourselves and limit our thoughts and limit our beliefs. And when we live with limited beliefs, we live in a limited reality where we cannot do many things that we actually are very capable of. I don't believe in limitations. I believe we all could have a very amazing, abundant, and open life if we chose to become more open instead of restrict ourselves and restrict our beliefs. So this is a time here right now to really remove limited beliefs, but instead to open your beliefs and to recognize that you are capable of so much more. Do something that may seem ambitious, because in doing so, you'll realize your capability at the end of the day. All right. And it's really a cool feeling too. Moving along here, though, into your next message, Capricorn. Let's see what it's going to be. What's going to be the next message here for Team Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout January 2023. And we have here, doubt it. So I feel here with the doubt it message coming through here for you. In terms of what I was just talking about, if you're in that headspace, Capricorn, where you're doubting something, where you're like, oh, I doubt it. I doubt I can do this. I doubt I can do that. You're going to keep having those limited experiences because you have limited beliefs. So I find it funny that doubt it came up, because maybe even some of you watching were like, well, if I go towards something ambitious, I doubt it will happen. That might have even been a thought that crossed your mind as you're watching this video right now in real time. So with this being said, remove that doubt. And the only way you can do it is when you start to prove to yourself that you're capable. How do you do it? You go towards your ambitions, okay? I think it's going to be a really awesome time here for you to prove yourself, or prove to yourself per se, just how capable you are. I think a lot of people, once again, kind of have limited beliefs, and I think it has a lot to do with society and the way that we were raised, but we can change those beliefs and become more open to our capabilities just by simply going towards our ambitions. So Capricorn, don't be afraid to try something here. Don't be afraid to do something you never did before. Don't let doubt hold you back from giving something a chance. I think you have a lot that you can prove to yourself, and I think that if you start proving things to yourself this month, you're going to start to become much more of an open believer in your capability of what you can do, attain, and achieve, okay? All right, Capricorn, I actually really love that message for you, and I really do hope you start to see just how capable you are, because you're capable of literally anything, baby, okay? All right, my beautiful Cappies, happy birthday to you once again. Happy Capricorn season. Hope all will be well. All right, moving along here forward, though, we're going to start to have a look here now at the Aquarius. Aquarius, how are ya? Let's see what's going on here regarding your January. So what do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What information is going to be showing up here for Aqua? Having a look here at the first message, it says, look for what may be hidden. So Aquarius, this is a time to tap on into your awareness and take a look at some things that may be hidden from you. Now, in order to look for what may be hidden, a lot of people would often ask themselves about that statement and say, well, how can I find something if it's hidden? Start to become aware. Your intuition will do the work for you. I really think it's important to recognize that our intuition has such a powerful ability to connect the dots even if our ego doesn't see it. So if you're in a space right now where you feel like something's been off or something's been hidden from you or something is just not right, something's off, tap into your awareness. Let your intuition do the rest of the job for you. Just keep a very observant and watchful eye on things. Now, when you keep an observant eye on things, you will start to see the missing pieces, the things that have been hidden from you. They'll start to get revealed to you as time progresses. So in January 2023, if you happen to be in a space where you're noticing that things feel a little off, Aquarius, searching for what may be hidden would be about being more aware and observant of your environment and the things and situations happening around you. Your intuition will piece the rest of it together for you. Okay? Moving along here, though, into your next message. What's going to be the next message here for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. And what do we have? We have here, yes. We also have here, realize that too many choices can be as difficult as too few. Interesting. Okay. Either way, your message here was yes, but maybe I'll get into this one in just a second. So with the yes message coming out here for you, I think that what's happening here, Aquarius, is there could be something going on that's hidden from you, and you might have a hunch. Okay, so if you're an Aquarius and you have a little bit of a hunch as to what's been going on, your hunch may be proved correct. Now, of course, don't go based off what I'm saying here to you, right? I know I can be completely wrong. So if you guys have a hunch about something and you feel like it's probably true, it most likely is true, okay? But it could be wrong, okay? That's one thing that I want to point out to you guys. So don't do anything or agree with anything until you have a full statement or a full perception of what's currently happening. Now, moving into the message I did happen to see here as well, it did say, realize that too many choices can be as difficult as too few. Aquarius, this could be a time right now for some of you to really minimalize what it is you're invested in and what it is you're doing. At the end of the day, being in a space where you're overwhelmed with choices or being in a space where you don't have enough options isn't really a healthy balance. So if you find yourself having too many choices or if you find yourself having too few, try to bring forth more balance into what's available for you. And I think that will definitely help with the feeling of either being overwhelmed or underwhelmed, okay? This was like a random side message. So of course, if that somehow resonates to you, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But overall, you're being called in the month here of January to just be more aware. You kind of feel like something's being hidden from you. I think that if you search for what's being hidden, aka if you're searching, you're being observant, you're connecting with your intuition, the more observant and aware you are, the more what's been hidden from you will be revealed to you. I think your hunch could very much so be correct. I could be wrong about that, but like I said, as time goes on, things will be revealed to you. So whatever's been kept in the dark will come to the light and you'll end up getting the full story, Aquarius, okay? All right, though, Aqua, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope the message was beneficial in any way that it could be, and I appreciate you coming out here nonetheless. Now, jumping on in, though, to the last but not least zodiac sign here for today, let's go ahead and have a look here at the fish and see what we got going on for our lovely and amazing Pisces. Just give me 1 second over here, Pisces. Just trying to fix my shirt real quick, but let's see what we got going on here for you. So, what do we got showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. Let's have a look. First message coming out. It says, this change will not come again soon. Okay, Pisces, this change will not come again soon. Definitely feels to me for you that there's an opportunity presenting itself. And with this opportunity presenting itself, you're probably not going to see it in quite some time. So this change this chance, excuse me, will not come again soon. You should probably take the chance on something if it's available to you. I think that right now, if you do miss out on an opportunity window, that window may not be opening again for quite some time. Let's say, for example, you get an opportunity in your career. Maybe you get offered to take some sort of higher position. If you deny this higher position this time around, that chance to be in a higher status at your workplace may not come again for quite some time. Maybe you get offered something in love and you deny that offer. You might not get another love offer in quite some time. You kind of see the gist of what I'm saying? So it's kind of like consider what it is you're turning down. If you end up turning down anything, whatever seems to be getting proposed to you, really think twice about it, okay? Really think twice about it, especially in terms of just not accepting the proposal. I would definitely think twice about that. And I would think about the fact that this chance most likely won't come again soon. So is this something that you want to live without? Okay. So if you do see any sort of opportunities heading or coming your way, think twice before you turn it down. Also think twice before you accept it. But essentially just really think about it. Okay. Is going to be my best advice here, because the chance might not come again soon. It might not come again for a while. All right. All right, Pisces. So that's the first message that we have here for you. Moving along here into the next message for your January. Let's see what's going to be in store here for you. So what's going to be the next message here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. And what do we have? We have here respect the rules. Interesting. Okay, Piscean. Respect the rules. I'm not sure why this message came out in specifics. I don't believe you're disrespecting the rules over here, Piscean. I don't think you're out here just breaking rules 24/7. But when I feel the word rules, I almost kind of feel like this is, wow, this is starting to make sense to me. I feel like this is the universe. And when we say the term rules here, we're talking about the laws. And when I say laws, I mean law of attraction, and I'm talking about the laws of action. So let's get into the breakdown of what just made sense to me, okay? I had a big aha moment with your reading here. So the chance may not come again soon for what you want. What typically happens sometimes is we manifest something, and when we manifest it, it doesn't come for a long time, okay? And maybe it comes years later, months later, and when it arrives, we may not always remember that we manifested this exact situation. But because we manifested this situation, and it might not have showed up as exactly the way you wanted it to show up, sometimes we turn it down, and sometimes we push it away. And what happens is if we would have taken that chance and that opportunity, it would have led us to exactly where we wanted to be. It might not have showed up at first in the format that you wanted. Let's go back real quick to a work example. Let's say you got offered a certain position, but it wasn't the position you exactly wanted. Well, because it wasn't right off the bat the position you exactly wanted, you turn it down. Well, if you would have accepted it, that position, after about a month or two, would have later have become the exact position you wanted. So the universe was trying to get your foot in the door. And even though you manifested this a while ago, because it showed up in the format of something you didn't 100% want, it was like half of what you wanted, you denied it. And the universe was saying, hey, this was that foot in the door moment for me to get you to where you really want it to go. So when I see respect the rules, it almost is giving me that vibe here of respect the law of attraction and respect the law of vibration and respect the law of action. Because in terms of what the universe will bring to you, the universe will always bring you exactly what it is you want. It may not always appear at first in the format you wanted, but that was just getting your foot in the door to get exactly to where you wanted to go. So sometimes the universe will show up and it won't show up exactly the way you wished it to be, but it's in the process of working very hard to get you there. All right. When law of attraction and manifestation occurs, we have to get from point A to point B. There's a big series of events that has to unfold to get us to our desired result. You know, if we're interested in having a new job, let's say the next day you get fired from your job, you're like, wow, I wanted this new job, but I got fired from my current job. How am I manifesting anything? Well, you had to get fired from your current job in order to move to that new job you wanted, right? You see how that makes sense? There's always a series of events that has to unfold to lead you to your desired result. So I do feel like your desired result is very much so showing up here, Pisces. Something you've manifested, whether it was a long time ago or recently, is going to appear in January 2023, at first it's going to appear like half of what you wanted. It's not going to be the full desire, but don't knock it down, because that could just be what gets your foot in the door to take you to the desired result. Because once again, a format, or more so a series of events, has to unfold in order to get to your desired result and for the manifestation to be complete. Okay? So I hope that that was a powerful message. I really do hope the way that I explained it made sense, to help you and benefit you for sure. For those of you that are dealing with a pretty similar situation or a spot on situation to the way that these messages did come out. Okay? All right, though, Pisces, I love you nonetheless. Hope that was helpful. Hope that was beneficial. But we're going to go ahead now and we're going to go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Guys, thank you all so much for coming out to the Book of Answers check-in for January 2023. I really appreciate it. Hope you all enjoy it. If it resonates, please do let me know down in the comments down below. Of course, we do this on a monthly basis here, so I definitely appreciate it if you guys could drop a like. That would be awesome. If you're interested in seeing more Book of Answers check-ins, I will do my best to get them out on a month-by-month basis as often as I can. But I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your January, and I will catch you all in the next video. If you are new here, do consider subscribing. I'd be more than happy to welcome you here to the Soul family. And with that being said, guys, take care, much love, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.